Caitlin Clark. The name echoed through arenas, a symphony of cheers following her every move. She wasn't just a basketball player, she was a phenomenon. Her dazzling passes, her audacious three-pointers, her sheer dominance on the court. Clark was a force of nature. College basketball had never seen anything quite like her. She led the Iowa Hawkeyes to unprecedented heights, shattering records and capturing the hearts of fans nationwide. Her star power was undeniable, her future limitless. The basketball world waited with bated breath. When would Caitlin Clark take her rightful place on the world's biggest stage, the Olympics? The 2024 Olympics were on the horizon, and anticipation reached a fever pitch. Clark, it seemed, was a shoo-in for the U.S. women's national team. Her talent was undeniable, her potential boundless. She was the future of women's basketball, and the Olympics were her destiny, or so everyone thought. The news hit like a ton of bricks. It was the kind of announcement that left everyone in stunned silence, a collective gasp echoing through living rooms, sports bars, and social media feeds alike. Caitlin Clark, the prodigy, the phenom, the future of women's basketball, had been left off the U.S. Olympic team roster. Fans were stunned. How could this be? Clark had not only dominated the college basketball scene, but had also become a beacon of hope and inspiration for young athletes everywhere. How could the selection committee overlook a talent like Clark, a player who had captivated the nation with her electrifying style of play? Her stats were off the charts, her performances legendary. Analysts and fans alike were left scratching their heads, questioning the criteria and the decision-making process of the committee. The basketball world was in an uproar. From casual fans to seasoned analysts, the consensus was clear. This was a monumental oversight. The streets filled with passionate supporters, their voices rising in unison, demanding answers and justice for their beloved star. Social media exploded with outrage. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook were flooded with posts, comments, and memes expressing disbelief and anger. The digital realm became a battleground of opinions, with everyone from celebrities to everyday fans weighing in. #Justice for Caitlin Clark became a rallying cry, a digital storm of disbelief and anger. The hashtag trended globally within hours, uniting fans from all corners of the world in a shared sense of injustice. It was more than just a trend, it was a movement. Fans felt robbed, cheated of the chance to see their hero represent their country on the world's biggest stage. The disappointment was palpable, a heavy cloud that hung over the basketball community. For many, Clark was not just a player. She was a symbol of hope, determination, and excellence. The outcry was deafening, a testament to Clark's immense popularity and the profound impact she had made on the game. Her influence extended beyond the court, inspiring countless young athletes to pursue their dreams with the same passion and dedication. The disappointment was palpable, but it soon morphed into something more potent, more organized. Fans began to mobilize, planning protests, rallies, and campaigns to voice their discontent. This was no longer just about a single player. It was about fairness, recognition, and the integrity of the sport. This wasn't just a collective groan of disappointment. It was the rumbling of a fandom scorned, a fandom ready to fight for their star. The movement grew, gaining momentum with each passing day, as more and more people joined the cause. The message was clear. Caitlin Clark deserved her place on the Olympic team, and her fans would not rest until justice was served. What began as a smattering of disgruntled tweets quickly escalated into a full-blown movement. Fans, united by their adoration for Caitlin Clark and their outrage over her Olympic exclusion, found their voice. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about fairness, about recognizing and rewarding talent, about the future of the sport. Calls for a boycott of the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team began to surface. Fans vowed to turn off their TVs, to refuse to support a team that had so blatantly disregarded their hero. The message was clear. If Caitlin Clark wasn't playing, they weren't watching. The boycott movement gained traction, spreading like wildfire across social media and into the mainstream media. The WNBA, already grappling with issues of visibility and fan engagement, suddenly found itself facing a full-fledged crisis. The fans, the lifeblood of any sports league, had spoken, and their message was impossible to ignore. Section 4, Social Media Takes Center Stage. Amplifying the Outrage. Social media platforms became the battleground for fans expressing their discontent. Hashtags like #BoycottUSA and #Caitlin Clark Deserves Better dominated Twitter feeds, Instagram stories, and Facebook posts. Fans created memes, shared petitions, and engaged in heated debates, their voices amplified by the echo chamber of the internet. The online movement transcended geographical boundaries, uniting fans from all walks of life behind a shared cause. This was no longer just about a single player's Olympic dreams, it was about holding the powers that be accountable, about demanding transparency and fairness in player selections. The hashtag #WNBIsCorrupt started trending, reflecting the growing distrust between the league and its fan base. The WNBA, once content to operate in the shadows of its male counterpart, was now thrust into the spotlight, forced to confront the consequences of its actions. Section 5. Brittney Griner speaks out, a call for unity amidst the chaos. The WNBA found itself caught in a maelstrom of its own making, a storm fueled by the passionate outpouring of fan discontent. The league, which has always prided itself on being a progressive and inclusive space, was now facing a backlash from its own supporters. Fans, who had long been the backbone of the WNBA, were now voicing their frustrations in a very public and vocal manner. The protests were not just about the game, they were about deeper issues that had been simmering beneath the surface for a long time. In the eye of this hurricane stood Brittney Griner, a towering figure in the league, both literally and figuratively. Griner, known for her incredible skills on the court and her towering presence, was now at the center of a different kind of battle. She was not just a player, she was a symbol of strength and resilience. Her journey had been anything but easy, and now she was being called upon to lead in a different way. Having endured her own ordeal as a political pawn in a foreign land, Griner knew a thing or two about weathering storms. Her experience had given her a unique perspective on the challenges that come with being in the public eye. She had faced adversity head-on and had come out stronger on the other side. Now, she was using her platform to speak out on issues that mattered not just to her, but to the entire community. Griner, never one to shy away from speaking her truth, addressed the controversy head-on. She understood the power of her voice and the responsibility that came with it. In a world where athletes are often told to stick to sports, Griner was breaking the mold. She was using her platform to advocate for change and to bring attention to issues that were often ignored. In a powerful and poignant statement, she acknowledged the fans' frustrations while also urging them to remember the bigger picture. She spoke about the importance of unity and the need to come together in times of crisis. Her words were a call to action, a reminder that change starts with each one of us. She urged fans to channel their anger and frustration into positive action, to work towards a better future for everyone. The Olympics, she reminded everyone, were about representing their country, about showcasing the best of American basketball. It was a time to put aside differences and to come together for a common goal. The Olympics were a symbol of unity and pride, and Griner wanted everyone to remember that. She spoke about the honor of representing her country and the responsibility that came with it. However, Griner didn't stop there. She knew that the issues at hand were complex and multifaceted. She understood that addressing one issue without acknowledging the others would be an incomplete solution. She was determined to use her platform to bring attention to all the issues that were affecting the community. She also took the opportunity to address a more insidious undercurrent that had seeped into the discourse surrounding the boycott racism. She spoke about the systemic inequalities that had been plaguing the community for far too long. She called out the double standards and the discrimination that Black athletes, particularly women, faced on a daily basis. Griner, who had been subjected to vile racist attacks online, called out the double standard faced by Black athletes, particularly in women's sports. She spoke about her own experiences and the challenges she had faced. Her words were a stark reminder of the work that still needed to be done. She urged everyone to stand up against racism and to work towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Her words, a stark reminder of the systemic inequalities that permeate society, added another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. She reminded everyone that the fight for equality was far from over, and that it was up to each one of us to make a difference. Her speech was a call to action, a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a better future. Section 6, Generational Divide, Diana Taurasi, and the Shifting Tides. Adding fuel to the fire was the inclusion of Diana Taurasi, the WNBA's all-time leading scorer. Her presence on the court has always been a spectacle, a testament to her skill, determination, and sheer love for the game. While Taurasi's legacy as a basketball icon was undeniable, her selection at the age of 42 raised eyebrows. Critics and fans alike wondered if her best days were behind her, questioning whether her inclusion was based on merit or nostalgia. Many saw it as a snub to Clark, a passing of the torch that had been unceremoniously extinguished. Caitlin Clark, a rising star with immense potential, had been lighting up the court with her performances, making a strong case for her place among the elite. Taurasi, a 5-time Olympic gold medalist, represented the old guard, the established order of the WNBA. Her accolades and achievements were numerous, and her influence on the game was profound. She had been a cornerstone of the league for years, a player who had seen it all and done it all. Clark, on the other hand, embodied the future, a dynamic and exciting new generation of players ready to leave their mark on the game. Her style of play was fresh, her energy infectious, and her potential seemingly limitless. She was the face of what was to come, a beacon of hope for the next era of the WNBA. The debate surrounding their respective inclusions became a microcosm of a larger conversation about the league's direction, a clash between past and present, experience and potential. It wasn't just about two players, it was about the evolution of the game itself, the shifting tides of basketball culture. The generational divide, already a simmering tension within the league, was now on full display. The older generation, with its wealth of experience and storied history, faced off against the younger generation, brimming with new ideas and a hunger to innovate. Fans questioned if Taurasi's inclusion was a sentimental choice, a nod to the past at the expense of the future. Was it fair to hold on to the legends of yesteryear when the future stars were ready to shine? The debate was passionate, with strong opinions on both sides. The controversy highlighted the delicate balance the WNBA had to strike between honoring its legends and nurturing its rising stars. It was a reminder that the league's history was rich and its future bright, and finding harmony between the two was essential for its continued growth and success. As the season progressed, the narrative evolved. Taurasi's wisdom and experience began to complement Clark's youthful exuberance. The two players, representing different eras, started to symbolize a bridge rather than a divide, showing that the past and future could coexist and even thrive together. In the end, the story of Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark became one of mutual respect and shared passion for the game. It was a testament to the enduring spirit of basketball, where every player, regardless of age, had a role to play in shaping the league's legacy.